If you're over 60 and your feet stay cold, even under a warm blanket, please don't ignore that pattern. Poor circulation in the legs can make you feel unsteady, and when you feel unsteady, falls become more likely. Quick question: do your toes go cold first, or do you get that pins and needles feeling at night? If yes, you're not alone.
And the goal today isn't fear, it's clarity. So you can make simple choices that may support healthier blood flow and steadier legs.
In this video, we're ranking 10 common drinks, from the least helpful to the most supportive, so you can stop guessing and start choosing smarter. And I'll show you what to watch for within the next day and what tends to take a few weeks. Hi folks, welcome back to Senior Health Daily. If you're here because your legs feel heavy, your feet feel numb, or you're worried about balance, this is for you.
Today we'll talk about circulation in a simple way, no confusing medical terms. You'll learn why blood flow often slows with age, what opening up blood vessels really means, and which drinks may support that process.
Here's the promise. By the end, you'll know which drinks are worth keeping, which ones are only mildly helpful, and which ones can be a bad match depending on your medications or health conditions. And if you've ever thought, I'm doing the right things, so why are my legs getting worse? We'll address that too. Also, I'd love to hear your story. Cold feet, cramps, swelling, tingling. What's been the hardest part for you? Share it in the comments so others don't feel alone. Let's reframe this. For many seniors, poor circulation isn't just about temperature. It can feel like heavy legs, night cramps, tingling, slow healing, or that my legs don't trust me feeling when you stand up.
Here's the why in everyday terms. As we age, our blood vessels can get stiffer and less responsive. One important helper your body uses is a natural signal that tells blood vessels to relax and widen. Many people hear this called nitric oxide. With time, and especially with things like diabetes, smoking history, high blood pressure, high cholesterol, dehydration, or long periods of sitting, your vessels may not relax as easily. When that happens, the delivery system to your feet is simply less efficient.
So where do drinks fit in? Certain drinks contain natural compounds like dietary nitrates, polyphenols, and hydrating minerals that may support healthier vessel function for some people. Not magically, not instantly for everyone, but enough that many people notice small changes like warmer feet, less buzzing tingles, or fewer cramps, especially when they stay consistent. And to be clear, we're not saying drinks replace medical care. We're saying they can be one practical tool, along with movement, hydration, and proper treatment to support your legs.
A quick safety note before we rank anything: if you have heart disease, kidney disease, diabetes, low blood pressure, or you take medicines like blood thinners, blood pressure pills, or nitrates for chest pain, some healthy drinks can interact or simply be the wrong fit. So please use this video as education and check with your clinician if you're unsure.
And if you ever have sudden one-sided weakness, trouble speaking, new chest pain, severe shortness of breath, or a leg that becomes suddenly swollen, red, hot, and painful, treat that as urgent. In the US, call 911 right away. Let me share a quick picture that may sound familiar. Meet Linda, 72, retired, living in Ohio. She told us, I don't feel sick, I just feel unsure on my feet. At night, her toes were icy, and in the morning she'd stand up and wait, holding the dresser, until her legs woke up.
For Linda, it wasn't one dramatic symptom, it was a pattern. Less movement in winter, not enough water, salty convenience foods, and long sitting stretches. Small things that add up, especially after 60.
So today we're going to focus on simple, realistic steps, starting with drinks people already have at home. Ready? Let's start the ranking. Drink number 10 is the simplest one, plain water. It's not exciting, but it matters. Because dehydration can make your blood more concentrated, and that can make circulation feel sluggish.
Think of water as your baseline support. When you're well hydrated, your heart doesn't have to work as hard to move blood around. But water by itself doesn't contain the plant compounds that help blood vessels relax.
So, yes, drink water consistently. But if your goal is to actively support circulation in the legs after 60, water is usually the foundation, not the whole plan.
A realistic goal for many older adults is drink steadily through the day and notice your urine color. Pale yellow is often a good sign of hydration. If your doctor limits fluids for heart or kidney reasons, follow their guidance.
In our ranking, water earns a low circulation boost score, but a high must-have score. Drink number 9, green tea. A lot of people love it, and for good reason. Green tea has natural antioxidants that may support the inner lining of blood vessels over time.
Green tea's benefit is usually gradual, not dramatic. Some research suggests tea compounds can support vessel function, but it's typically a small improvements add up situation, especially if you drink it consistently.
One thing to consider: caffeine. Some people over 60 notice caffeine makes them feel a little jittery, affects sleep, or even makes hands and feet feel colder. If that sounds like you, decaf green tea can be a smart switch.
Brew it gently. Very hot water can make green tea taste bitter, and many people find it easier on the stomach when brewed with hot but not boiling. Water. Start with 1 cup a day. See how you feel, then adjust.
Do you drink green tea now, regular or decaf? Tell me in the comments what time of day works best for you. Drink number 8, tart cherry juice. This one is interesting because tart cherries have deep red pigments, anthocyanins, that researchers study for inflammation and heart health support.
Here's the fair truth. The results across studies are mixed. Some trials in older adults suggest tart cherry juice may modestly support things like systolic blood pressure and certain markers related to cardiovascular strain. Other studies show little change in measurements like arterial stiffness.
The bigger issue for many seniors is sugar. Even 100% juice can push blood sugar up, especially if you have diabetes or pre-diabetes.
If you want to try it, consider: choose unsweetened tart cherry juice, use a small serving, and dilute it with water. Have it with a meal, not on an empty stomach, to reduce a sharp sugar spike. And if your blood sugar is difficult to control, check with your clinician first.
Helpful for some people, but not the strongest leg circulation option on this list. Drink number 7, pomegranate juice. This one has stronger evidence than many people expect, especially around blood pressure support.
Pomegranate is rich in polyphenols, plant compounds that may help protect blood vessels from oxidative stress. In studies, pomegranate juice has been linked with modest reductions in blood pressure for some people, which can indirectly support circulation over time.
But again, sugar and cost can be a problem. So if you try it, don't think bigger is better.
A practical approach is 4 to 8 ounces, ideally with a meal, and consider diluting it. Also, pomegranate can interact with certain medications for some people, so if you're on heart or blood pressure meds, it's worth asking your pharmacist or clinician.
Now, starting with the next drink, we move into options that are often more targeted for vessel relaxation and circulation support. Drink number 6. A real cocoa drink, and I mean real cocoa, not the sugary hot chocolate packets.
Cocoa contains flavanols, which have been studied for helping blood vessels relax and improving measures of vessel function, including flow-mediated dilation. In research reviews that included dozens of trials, cocoa flavanols showed measurable improvements in vascular function.
Here's a senior Grammel recipe. 1 to 2 tablespoons of unsweetened cocoa powder. Mix with hot water or warm milk/unsweetened milk alternative. If you need sweetness, use a small amount of a non-sugar sweetener that works for you.
Start small. Cocoa can bother reflux for some people, and if you're sensitive to stimulants, choose a cocoa powder that's lower in caffeine. And as always, if you're on blood thinners or have a complex heart history, run new daily habits by your clinician.
Prepared the right way, cocoa can be a solid mid to high tier choice. Drink number 5, watermelon juice, especially in warm months. Watermelon contains an amino acid called L-citrulline, which your body can use to support nitric oxide pathways.
In studies and research reviews, L-citrulline and watermelon intake have been linked with modest blood pressure reductions in middle age and older adults. For circulation, that matters because lower pressure and more flexible vessels can make it easier to deliver blood to the lower legs.
The downside is convenience. Fresh watermelon is seasonal, and juice is easier to overdo because it's so easy to drink quickly.
If you have diabetes or prediabetes, keep portions reasonable and consider having watermelon with a meal. And if you notice swelling, shortness of breath, or rapid weight gain, don't try to juice your way through it. Call your clinician.
Have you tried watermelon for cramps or heavy legs? Did you notice anything? Share your experience below. Drink number 4 is one many people overlook: hibiscus tea. It's tart, it's affordable, and it has real research behind it, especially for blood pressure.
In a controlled study, hibiscus tea was associated with a greater drop in systolic blood pressure over about 6 weeks compared with a placebo tea. That kind of change can support circulation over time, especially for seniors whose vessels are stiff and pressure runs high.
Easy method. Steep 1-2 hibiscus tea bags in hot water. Let it sit 8-10 minutes for a stronger cup. Start with 1 cup a day.
Hibiscus can lower blood pressure, so if you already take blood pressure medication or you sometimes feel dizzy when you stand, use caution and talk with your clinician before making it a twice-a-day habit.
For many people, hibiscus is a strong value pick, powerful for the price, but you have to respect the blood pressure effect. Drink number 3, celery juice. Celery got a lot of online hype, and some of it was exaggerated. But for circulation support, celery is worth discussing for one main reason: it's naturally high in dietary nitrates.
Dietary nitrates are interesting because your body can recycle them into nitric oxide through an enterosalivary pathway, meaning your mouth bacteria help start the conversion. That's one reason why very strong antiseptic mouthwash habits may reduce this pathway for some people.
If you try celery juice, keep it simple. Fresh celery, washed well. Start with a smaller amount and see how your stomach does. Some people prefer it earlier in the day.
2 cautions. First, celery is naturally a bit salty. If you're on a strict low-sodium plan, factor that in. Second, if you take blood pressure medication, monitor how you feel. Lightheadedness is a sign to slow down and talk with your clinician.
Effective for some, but the taste and routine can be a barrier. So it ranks high for power, medium for practical. Drink number 2, an arugula smoothie. Arugula is one of the most nitrate-rich leafy greens measured in food studies.
That matters because nitrate-rich vegetables have been studied for supporting nitric oxide availability and vascular function, including blood pressure and endothelial health. It's not a promise, but it's a reasonable food-based strategy many seniors can try.
Here's a simple smoothie that tastes more friendly. A couple handfuls of arugula, blueberries for flavor, half a banana if you tolerate it, unsweetened milk or water. Blend and drink it fairly soon after making it.
If you take warfarin, the key is consistency with leafy greens. Don't suddenly go from none to a lot without guidance. And if you have kidney disease, ask your clinician what level of greens is right for you.
The only reason this isn't number 1 is practicality. Some people don't want a green drink every day, but if you can make it part of your routine, it can be a strong option. Drink number 1, based on the best overall combination of research, practicality, and targeted circulation support, is beetroot juice.
Beets are well known for dietary nitrates. Those nitrates can support nitric oxide pathways, which help blood vessels relax. In studies, especially in people with higher blood pressure, beetroot juice has been linked with modest blood pressure reductions, and researchers are actively studying its potential role in leg circulation and walking ability in conditions like peripheral artery disease.
A simple approach. Start with a small serving and see how you tolerate it. Choose 100% beet juice without added sugars. Some people prefer it earlier in the day so it doesn't interfere with sleep or reflux.
2 notes that reassure people. 1. Your urine or stool may look pink or red. That can happen and is often harmless. 2. Beets contain oxalates, so if you have a history of kidney stones, ask your clinician before making beet juice a daily habit. Also, if you already run low blood pressure or you take nitrates for chest pain, be cautious with nitrate-rich drinks and get medical guidance.
Now that you've got the full ranking, the next step is making it stick. Because the biggest mistake seniors make is choosing a good drink and using it in a way that cancels the benefit. All right? Now let's turn this into a simple plan you can actually follow. Because the best drink in the world doesn't help much if the routine is confusing or hard to keep.
A straightforward starting routine many people can tolerate is morning, a small serving of 100% beetroot juice. Some people do better with it before breakfast, others do better with a light snack if their stomach is sensitive. The goal is consistency, not perfection.
Then, if you want a second step later in the day, pick one, either hibiscus tea or celery juice. You don't need both. Choose the one you'll actually keep doing.
And for a top-tier, food-based boost, you can rotate in the arugula smoothie a few days a week, if you enjoy it and it fits your routine.
Some people notice warmer feet or less heaviness fairly quickly. For others, changes are subtle and take longer, especially if diabetes, nerve issues, or artery plaque are part of the picture. Either way, think in weeks, not in overnight miracles.
Now, 4 common mistakes that can cancel your progress. 1. Inconsistency. Doing it for 3 days then stopping for a week. 2. Sugar-loaded versions. Many bottled juice drinks are mostly added sugar. Read labels and aim for 100% juice or unsweetened options. 3. Stopping prescribed medications on your own. These drinks may support circulation, but medication changes should be guided by your clinician. 4. Antibacterial mouthwash timing. Some research suggests strong antiseptic mouthwash may reduce the mouth bacteria that help convert dietary nitrates into helpful compounds.
If you use mouthwash, consider spacing it away from nite-rich drinks or ask your dentist what's best for you. If you want, try a simple 30-day consistency goal, something you can stick with, and write down what you notice. Warmth, cramps, walking comfort, sleep, swelling. And please share your experience in the comments. Your story might help someone else feel less alone. Before we close, we need a quick red flag checklist. Because some circulation problems should not be handled with home tips alone.
Please seek urgent medical help if you notice any of these: sudden chest pain, chest pressure, or new severe shortness of breath. Sudden weakness or numbness on one side, face drooping, trouble speaking. A leg that becomes suddenly swollen, red, hot, and painful, especially on one side. Foot or toe pain at rest, or pain that wakes you up at night, sores on the feet or legs that don't heal, or skin turning very pale, bluish, or unusually dark, new confusion, fainting, or repeated dizzy spells when standing.
If any of that is happening, don't wait and see. In the United States, call 911 or seek emergency care.
And if your symptoms are not an emergency, but are getting worse, bring it up with your clinician. Early evaluation can protect mobility and independence.
And if your symptoms are not an emergency but are getting worse, bring it up with your clinician. Early evaluation can protect mobility and independence. Let's wrap this up with the main message. After 60, leg circulation can change, but you still have choices that may support better blood flow, steadier steps, and more comfortable walking. Your simplest plan is water as your daily foundation, beetroot juice as your most targeted option for nitrate support. Add hibiscus tea or celery juice if it's safe for you. Rotate an arugula smoothie if you're willing and it fits your routine.
And remember, natural, food-based approaches often work gradually. Results vary based on your age, medications, medical conditions, and how advanced circulation issues are. Use these as support, not as a substitute for medical care.
If this helps you, please subscribe to Senior Health Daily and share this with a parent, spouse, or friend over 60 who complains about cold feet, cramps, or heavy legs. Most importantly, tell me in the comments, what do you notice most? Cold toes, tingling, cramps, swelling, or balance? And which drink from this list feels realistic for you to try first?
Medical disclaimer. This video is for education only and isn't personal medical advice. If you have heart disease, kidney disease, diabetes, low blood pressure, are pregnant, or take medications, especially blood thinners, blood pressure drugs, or nitrates, talk with your clinician before making major changes. And if you develop severe or sudden symptoms, chest pain, trouble breathing, signs of stroke, or a suddenly swollen, painful leg, call 911 immediately.
Take care of yourself, and I'll see you in the next video.